All right, Smelltown Cop here. Been a while, but finally got another video out. And I was able to pull off this Christmas, New Year's, birthday gift to myself. The Huxwrx Flow 9K Ti. In this configuration, I call it the Gabe Logan. If you get that reference, you're my boy Blue. I've now shot this guy a bunch of rounds. I'm done a round count, a couple hundred maybe. That's not the important thing for this. It's from just as I am, just a regular guy. What did I think of this suppressor? I've seen other people shoot 9mm suppressors. I've shot other 9mm suppressors by other people's guns, and this being a flow-through design, I know I had some worries because you watch YouTube and you think like, oh, okay, how quiet is this thing going to be since all the sounds come out this way? And this sounds like it's louder than other suppressors. If you're just watching on your TV, unless you get the chance to really take one of these guys out and shoot them, you don't know exactly what you're getting at. And now that I've shot it subsonic, supersonic, indoors, outdoors, with other noises around, I can say this suppressor is amazing. The one reason I chose the suppressor itself is because it comes out of the box ready to throw on your pistol. So it comes with everything you see here. I'm sure if you look it up, and it's really quite small. And it's really light. What's crazy is I'm not going to break out the wrench to take this thing off, but this right is your Nielsen device. It already has a piston in there, so you can screw it right on, go to shoot, and that's all I did. That's why I chose it, because I already had that. I was also looking at the Spectre 9, I believe it was, and the R9. I heard a lot about the R9 kicking crap back at people a good bit. And this one just does not dirty up your window very much. And I can't remember the name of the other YouTuber who did a comparison of the R9, the Spectre 9, and the Flow 9K, and off the top of my head, but he showed that two of those suppressors really dirtied up his window on his red dot. And I was like, oh, okay, that's something to think about. And I gotta say, this guy, if you're just shooting like a box, you're probably not going to notice anything on your window. And even if you shoot a good bit, you're still going to be able to really clearly see through your window. You might start to notice a little bit. But at the total end of shooting, I don't know, 300 rounds, something like that, I looked at my window, I was like, oh, okay, I can see a bit of gunk on there. Nothing that daylight would not immediately make it visible, but if you catch in the right light, you're like, oh, okay. You take a Q-tip, you wipe it off, and you see there's this little bit of stuff on there. Is that going to be there from other suppressors more? I don't know. This is my only 9mm suppressor. However, let's get to the good stuff. What really surprised me about this is me and my buddy call this the ventriloquist of suppressors, because you'll hear the gunshot for sure. And it's, I might at some point put the Griffin on here to make this real easy to put on, but I mean, it's that easy to put on. I'm not sure I need that money spent to do that. But let me get to talk about the sound quality on this. If you're shooting subsonic, you really don't need ears. I mean, if you're going to do it all day, yeah. But it is very, very quiet. To you, the shooter, because I'm talking about a few different things. That you, the shooter, this thing's pretty dang quiet. Like, you still hear the shot, don't get me wrong. However, the reason I call it the ventriloquist, it's like it throws the sound far away from you. Like when I shot this at an indoor range, I was the first one in there, me and my buddy, and we were like oh wow, this is a lot different. Like in an indoor range, I expected it to be its worst. I was like, oh, I expected to go in there and be like, oh man, this is not really what he wanted it to do. It's really loud indoors. And I was like, oh snap, like this thing's really quiet indoors. Like it sends the sound downrange, but it's not bouncing around back at me at all. Like it still stays quiet at my ear. Now it's indoors. I already had ear pro on anyway, but I was very surprised with that. And then when I shot this at the same time somebody else was shooting, you don't hear this at all. Like the gunshot from a lane next to you, a few lanes down, completely erases your ability to hear the shot. Completely erases it. That may be a small thing, but me and my buddy were surprised, like, hold up. Because we would take turns and we're like, oh man, this is very comfortable. It's not kicking anything back in our face that we can notice. And it's very quiet indoors, which really surprised me. So no gas to the face, quiet at an indoor range. And if something's shooting next to you, anybody unsuppressed, which means it was everybody else, you're gonna be like, oh wow, I cannot hear this gunshot going off with that one. Like I don't hear both of them. Like you hear go to the range, like you're like boom or boom, like you hear two different shots from two lanes over. No, you will not hear your own gunshot over all the other gunshots. You won't. We both took turns. We're like, wow, that's impressive. But that's just indoor range. You know, worst case scenario, it still performed very well. Now, when I kicked it outdoors, I went shooting and asked people inside. I went to shoot with my uncle for a few rounds, just to show him we had it. Without ear pro, this is the first time I shot it without ear pro. Subsonic's totally fine. It's like a hammer being hammered next to you. Like you hear it, but it's nothing bad. You're like, oh, okay. Supersonics, because that crack, I got a little bit of like, all right, I'm not mad at it. And it's still real quiet, but it's kind of like, I compare it to, if you ever shot a 22 supersonic out of a rifle or pistol unsuppressed, it sounds like that to your ear. But at the same time, it still sounds like it's coming from somewhere downrange. Like it doesn't sound like it's coming straight from your gun. Because I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like the sound's coming back at you. So it's very muffled. And that's what I describe it as. It sounds like a 22 going off somewhere in front of you. It's an odd duck. It's a ventriloquist. It throws its voice that way. Now here's the real kicker. Me and my buddy went out to a range here, and this has made me really appreciate this guy. We said, all right, so we know it's pretty quiet up near you, and we know that, but you're still going to hear it. Like you're not going to stand next to a guy and act like he didn't know he's shooting. So we started to test how far away do we need to get before we really don't hear the shot at all. If we had some other factors, like if we had you sitting in your car, listening to music, we had to, if we're having to rain that day, so we test that, like quite literally getting only 30 yards away and just sitting in the truck, listening to music, not at high volume. And we both know the other one's shooting. So we're trying to hear the gunshot. And we did the whole like, okay, we're going to close our eyes, just try to listen to the gunshot. We're listening to other stuff going on. Like just give us some ambient noise. 30 yards away inside the truck, we couldn't hear it at all. Both times we walked back and we're like, you're done now? And we would shoot supers and subs, and both times you couldn't hear it at all. Unsuppressed, you heard it all day. Like it was, like that's how effective it was. You heard it no problem whatsoever. But suppressed, only 30 yards away, I couldn't hear it at all. Just the ambient noise of the engine and the car and the music, nothing at all. Couldn't hear it at all. Now it's 30 yards away. Now it started to rain at one point, and I decided, you know what? My buddy's in the truck. I'm like at most 7 yards away now. There's this We're through there's just a small little patch of trees on either side of us. And he's in the truck on the other side of the trees, which is, again, it's like 3 yards from the trees at best. And I'm 4 yards from those trees. He's inside the truck, no music, no engine running, just rain. And I shot that close to him, 7 yards away, under a steel awning, which I thought would amplify the sound. He didn't hear it at all. He didn't hear it. He didn't know I shot. I said, "Hey, did you hear me shooting?" He was like, "You shot?" I go, "Yeah." He didn't hear me shoot at all. So that was really like the ambient noise of rain, being in a car with the engine or with music going or both. You're not going to hear it. And then we moved out further. We're like, okay, we got about 100 yards away. And we said, all right, let's take out the music and the car noise. Just sit in the car like 100 yards away. You know I'm going to shoot. I know you're going to shoot. And we're going to see if we can hear it. Windows up, we couldn't hear it. Windows down, I would say we weren't sure what we heard, if we heard anything. Now, granted, there was still the ambient sound around us, like other people shooting, other people, talking and stuff like that. But literally, I at one point was supposed to do the windows up one, and I heard unsuppressed shots coming from my back, and I was like, hold on, I hear that, and there were like four bays down, and I still heard him. And again, this is outside, and I'm trying to hear him, like, wait, do I hear him or no? Roll the window down, I just hear them more, and I think I hear. So now there's really nothing but distance between us and trees. I can only say I think I heard something. And that was in the pause of nothing else going on, just slight wind. So this guy passes any kind of test for me of working well, being useful, and really being quiet and effective for what I wanted to do. I would have no problem shooting this in my house for a defense situation. Take it off, that way it doesn't go to the police. And I am one, so I'll tell you, like, hey, it's not the firearm that did it's not the suppressor that did the shooting. But if you're thinking about this, like, you think it's going to be loud, no. I mean, what got me the most is how quiet it was with a clean window and how very few little distance I had to get in order to make this thing I couldn't hear. I didn't know what was going off. I mean, just because we see a lot of videos like, oh, it's a quiet range, nothing else going on. Like, if you use a suppressor, there's going to be other ambient noise going on around you anyway. The most dire straight is, worst case scenario is you're in your home by yourself, middle of the night, no noise, no nothing going on. Then you'll get that, inside range noise, which is still very, very okay. Or if you're got a more open house, maybe you'll have that kind of 22 going off. That's it. But this guy, if you're looking into doing it now that the tax stamps are gone, I bought mine before the tax stamps went away. I wish I hadn't, because I thought, the tax stamps would make the wait a lot longer, but it's been kind of hit or miss. I would definitely recommend this. The Gabe Logan setup here, really, really nice. And it's so light. I cannot emphasize enough. I'm going to either do a fixed barrel spacer or do some kind of mount for my 300 blackout and take this off. That way I can go back and forth and make this pull double duty. But just as a 9mm, it's nice. And it's taking this out, the Huxwrx, the Nielsen device out. The front of the suppressor, since that's all titanium, is lighter than this whole unit. Like the Nielsen device goes right there. This whole bit is lighter than this little bit of steel. Like, it's crazy light. I look forward to seeing how it is in my 300 blackout, where I don't have this Nielsen device. I just have like a direct thread adapter or something else that's real small, like a Griffin plan A like I have on my other rifle, and just seeing how light this thing's going to be on 300 blackout. And then I will comment again a video of how well this works on 300 blackout. But yep, this guy is a win. If you're looking to get one, you will not be disappointed. So get out there, train, and learn to protect life and enjoy life.